Kobe Bryant. At 22 years old, Kobe Bryant was already the most dangerous player on the floor, not because of what he'd done, because of what everyone knew he was about to become. In January 2020, the world stopped. He was 41. He never made it to 2026, but somehow, he's still the loudest voice in every basketball conversation today. Shaquille O'Neal. At 29, Shaquille O'Neal was an unstoppable force of nature, averaging 30 points and 15 rebounds in those finals, the most dominant big man this sport has ever seen. At 53 in 2026, Shaq isn't on the court. He's on ESPN breaking down the next generation, but still louder than anyone in every room he walks into. Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher was 26, the quiet point guard who did exactly what this team needed, led without ego, won without headlines. Now 51, Fisher traded the hardwood for a microphone. He's an NBA analyst for NBC Sports, and somehow still makes the game look easy to explain. Ron Harper. Ron Harper was 37 in that championship, a veteran who'd already won 2 rings with the Bulls and showed up to win 2 more. 5 rings total. 5, now 62, he's one of the most decorated and least talked about champions in NBA history, living privately. The definition of let the rings do the talking. Rick Fox. Rick Fox was 31 and the stylish, smart glue guy, the kind of player every championship team absolutely needs but rarely gets credit for. Now 56, he's not playing basketball, he's running for parliament in the Bahamas. You literally cannot make this up. Horace Grant. Horace Grant was 35, a 2-time champion already. Was brought in to add the muscle and veteran IQ this team needed to repeat. Now 60, he's got his own TV show, Legends in Session with Horace Grant. The man went from championship rings to hosting chairs. Robert Horry. Robert Horry was 30, Mr. Big Shot, the man who made every single opposing fan base have nightmares in crunch time. Now 55, he's a media personality living off the greatest collection of clutch moments in NBA history. 7 rings. Let that sink in. Brian Shaw. Brian Shaw was 35, a versatile guard who Phil Jackson trusted to run plays and lock in defensively when it mattered most. Now 59, Shaw never left the game. He's an assistant coach for the Los Angeles Clippers, still drawing up plays under the same Los Angeles sky. Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue was 24, the backup point guard who learned winning culture from the inside of the most dominant back-to-back dynasty of his era. Now 48. Lue is the head coach of the LA Clippers, signed a 5-year, $70 million deal. He didn't just absorb that 2001 winning DNA, he built a career on it. Mark Madsen. Mark Madsen was 25, the motor-mouthed rookie forward whose championship parade dance moves became a viral legend before viral was even a word. Now 50, Mad Dog Madsen is a head college coach at Utah Valley University, still bringing that same unhinged, infectious energy to his players every single day. Slava Medvedenko. Slava Medvedenko was 22, a young Ukrainian big man who came to America chasing a dream and won a championship ring in his first year. Now 46, Slava auctioned both of his championship rings to fund the Ukrainian military during the war. He traded Laker gold for something he valued more, his country's survival. Devine George. Devine George was 23, a first-round pick who became a 3-time champion by committing to defense and doing whatever this team asked of him. Now 48, George stepped away from the spotlight entirely. He's in real estate development, building something new on a very different kind of floor. Greg Foster. Greg Foster was 32, the veteran backup center who gave Shaq the rest he needed and never complained once about his role. Now 57, Foster has paid his dues in NBA coaching staff rooms with the 76ers and Bucks. The unsung players become the most underrated coaches. Mike Penberthy. Mike Penberthy was 26, an undrafted shooter who earned a spot on a dynasty roster through sheer will, the longest of long shots. Now 51, Penberthy is still coaching in the NBA. He was on the Lakers staff for the 2020 championship. 2 rings, 2 different decades, 0 draft picks. Phil Jackson, head coach. Phil Jackson was 55, already the greatest coach alive, running the triangle offense like it was a religion and these players were his disciples. Now 80. Mias Phil lives quietly in Montana, but his legacy still echoes in every triangle set, every Zen leader coaching hire, every championship speech given by someone he once coached. Frank Hamblin, assistant coach. Frank Hamblin was 54, a 42-year basketball lifer who collected rings the way others collect paychecks, quietly, consistently, brilliantly. He passed away in 2017 at 70, leaving behind 7 championships, a Hall of Fame coaching legacy. Be the kind of institutional knowledge that simply cannot be replaced. Jim Clemens, assistant coach. Jim Clemens was 51, Phil Jackson's trusted right hand through both the Bulls dynasty and the Lakers dynasty, a man who helped engineer 8 total championships. Now 76, Clemens is retired, but he stands as proof that the most important people in any dynasty aren't always the ones on the poster. Kurt Rambis, assistant coach. Kurt Rambis was 43. He's the defensive mastermind and locker room anchor who'd been a Laker since the Showtime era. Championship DNA in human form. Now 68, Rambis is still inside the Laker organization as senior basketball advisor. Now, before you go, I need to ask you something. If you were in that 2001 locker room after that Game 5 win in Philadelphia, who do you give the game ball to? Not Shaq, not Kobe. Forget the obvious. Who's the one guy on this entire roster who doesn't get enough credit for what this team achieved? Drop your answer below. I read every single one, and if enough people say the same name, I'll make a full dedicated video just on that player. You're literally writing my next video with your comment. And if this video hit different, if it made you feel something for this team, just smash that like button.